What is the most important skill for a game designer? Of all the skills mentioned in the previous video, one is far and away the most important. Many people guess creativity, and I would argue that this is probably the second most important skill. Some guess critical thinking or logic, since game design is about decision making. These are indeed important, but by no means the most important skills. Some say communication, which starts to get close. The word communication has unfortunately become corrupted over the centuries. It once referred to an exchange of ideas but now has become a synonym for talking. Talking is certainly an important skill, but good communication and good game design are rooted in something far more basic and far more important. The most important skill for a game designer is listening. Game designers must listen to many things. These can be grouped into 5 major categories: team, audience, game, client, and self. This may sound absurd to you. Is listening even a skill? We are not equipped with eyelids. How can we help but listen? By listening, I don't mean merely hearing what is said. I mean a deeper listening, a thoughtful listening. For example, you are at work, and you see your friend Adam. Hi Adam, how are you? Adam frowns, looks down, shifts his weight uncomfortably, seems to be hunting for words, and then says quietly, without eye contact, "Oh, fine I guess." And then, he collects himself, takes a breath, and looks you in the eye, says a little louder, "I'm fine. How are you?" So how is Adam? His words say he's fine. Great. Adam is fine. If you are just a surface listener, you might draw that conclusion. But if you listen more deeply, paying full attention to Adam's body language, subtle facial expression, tone of voice, and gestures, you might hear a very different message. Actually, I'm not fine. I have a serious problem that I think I might want to discuss with you. But I won't do that unless I get some kind of commitment from you that you really care about my problem, because it is kind of a personal issue. If you don't want to get involved with it though, I won't bother you with it, and I'll just pretend that everything is okay. All of that was right there, in Adam's "I'm fine." And if you were listening deeply to what he said, you heard it all, clear as a bell, plain as day, as if he'd said it out loud. This is the kind of listening that game designers must engage in and day out, with every decision that they make. Now we leave you with my colleague Nacho for a quick shout out.
Thank you, Taylor. Thanks to all the patrons who supported us this month. The silver patrons, the golden patrons, and the legendary patrons. A huge thanks to each one of you. Now back to you, Taylor.
Thank you. And let's continue. When you listen thoughtfully, you observe everything and constantly ask yourself questions. Is that right? Why is it that way? Is this how she really feels? Now that I know that, what does it mean? Game designer Brian Moriarty once pointed out that there was a time when we didn't use the word listen, instead we said list. And where did this come from? Well, what do we do when we listen? We tip our head to one side, our head literally lists, as a boat at sea. And when we tip to one side, we put ourselves off balance, we accept the possibility of upset. When we listen deeply, we put ourselves in a position of risk. We accept the possibility that what we hear may upset us and may cause everything we know to be contradicted. It is the ultimate in open-mindedness. It is the only way to learn the truth. You must approach everything as a child does, assuming nothing, observing everything, and listening as Hermann Hesse describes in Siddhartha. To listen with a silent heart, with a waiting, open soul. Without passion, without desire, without judgment, without rebuke. I hope this video was interesting to you. Stay tuned for the coming videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.